Hi, I'm Deirdre from Silly Farm Products and Fear Farm. Today I'm here with Andrew and we're going to do some special effects for Halloween, so we're going to get some creepy on. So our volunteer here, Andrew, has willingly stepped into the chair, so we're going to beat him up a little bit. Ready? Okay. So the first thing I like to do is I like to take my bruise wheel and we're going to beat him up a bit. And I'm going to start with his face and we're going to give him some really black eyes. And the beauty of the bruise wheel is you can start with the yellow and work your way around, and it has all of the colors of bruising inside it. So I like to use my finger, or you can use a brush. And we're going to, close your eyes please. We're going to basically, I like to tap the color on, because whenever there's broken nose, there's a lot of bruising that comes with this. I'm moving right into my red and I'm tapping it in. Really looks like he got hit. Darker color into that pocket under the eye. Adding a little bit of black and red to the top. Again, in a messy fashion. This bruise has gotten a little bit old. So now I'm going to use some 3D gel to make a nice gash in his face. When you get the 3D gel, if you'll feel it and it's hard. If you open it up or try to pop the top and squeeze it out, it's not going to come out. And if you peek inside, you'll see it's hard. What we need to do with this gel is we need to melt it. So I don't recommend a microwave because it gets too hot, as well as it's inconsistent and this little plastic can melt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double boil some water, and you're going to put the bottle right in a mug of water, and we're going to let it melt up, and I'll show you how that looks in just a moment. So now the 3D gel is melted a bit, and you can tell when you pop it open, I'm just going to pour a little bit on, it comes right out. Now this is going to settle up quickly. So I'm going to take a little spatula, popsicle stick will do, wooden handle, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit on here, and I'm going to put it right on his face. Smearing it down. And what happens is you have a few minutes to work on this. So you can pull it. As you can see, I can make deep ridges with it. This is perfect for slitting a quick wrist. You can add a little more and make it very choppy. I can pull, so I can make his skin look like it really tore open. And it's going to blend seamlessly into his skin. And you can see how it gets thicker. And now it's starting to pull back, so it's basically set up. So now as we look at poor Andrew, he's got a nice base. It's a little bit sticky and it's just about set up, and then we're going to be able to paint right on top of that. I'm just going to retouch up a little bit around where I've added the gel to match the color. He's bruised. And I can even tap right on top of this gelatin with my color. You can let it get really yellow, which is really infected. Now I'm going to use some of my face paint for a little bit of detail work. I'm going to paint right in the line where he's got that major gash. A few more really deep ones. I'm going to add a little bit of black for depth. you can really see how the gelatin looks like his skin was absolutely lifted. You don't have to worry about too much highlights because the gelatin is three-dimensional. So a really gory effect now is we have a blood kit. In the blood kit comes stage blood, Krylon eye blood, a squirt blood, and a coagulated gel. You could put the gel in here. Gel blood does not move. A stage blood has a bit of a drip to it and it will never really dry. Comes with a nice brush inside, so I don't want too much because this is messy stuff and it does drip. Never dries. And I'm going to put that in some of the spots of this deepest gash. And I'm going to gob it up a little bit heavy in the middle, and I'm going to let it drip if it wants to. The stipple sponge, I'm going to tap gently to make the blood look splattered. I'm going to show you how to use rigid collodion. This is a product made by Mayron for scarring. It's also called scarring liquid. Looks clear. Open it up, comes with a little brush, but if you smell it, it's very strong. I don't recommend this on little children, but I do recommend it on adults to make a quick scar with a really cool effect. I'm going to do a scar on my favorite patient here, Andrew, and I'm going to find the fleshiest part of his skin to use this on. What it does is when you brush on the rigid collodion, and you can close your eye, just because it's really stinky stuff. And I'm brushing that on, and within a few minutes his skin is going to tighten. And it's pulling the skin in. This is great to do to make you look like you tried to hang yourself. It's great to do for a quick slit wrist, but the fleshier the skin, the more of an effect you're going to get. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a second pass of the rigid collodion on the same spot. And it's going to pull it in even more. You can see it start to shadow. And depending on the skin, you can do one more pass or not. Depends on how deep you want the scar. And I'm doing this in very thin layers. And we're just going to wait for it to dry. And again, it's pulling in that skin. You can leave it like this without coloring it. What I recommend doing is painting it in with a little bit of watery red. So as you can see, a minute has passed, a minute or two, and you can really see the indentation of that scar. So you can leave it like this, or if you prefer, if you want to make it look fresh, I take a watered down red, and I'm just going to paint right in that little indent with a real light, so watery pink. And as you can see, that is a fresh scar or a whip mark, a animal claw if you did 3 in a row, and it just takes a second. The way you remove this is, some people like to pick it off. I don't recommend that. I recommend a baby oil or a makeup remover, and you gently rub it in and it will break it up. And that's how you remove it. Trick or treat!